What's up guys, my name is Ricardo, Neiva, otherwise known as Cine, and today we're going to be discussing the difference between a digital image technician, aka a DIT, and a data wrangler. Let's hit the intro. Da 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 da. Pew pew pew. Cool, so today we're going to be looking at one of the most important departments on set, and that is the DIT. And we're going to be looking at what a DIT does, as well as what is the difference between a DIT and a data wrangler. So, jumping straight into it, what is a DIT? The DIT stands for Digital Image Technician. Basically, their job is to ensure that one, a workflow is set up beforehand that everyone knows and is workable and makes sure that the picture is created as effectively as possible and as quickly as possible, with every department being able to get the clips, explaining how each department is going to get the clips. So they'll be like, okay, edit, you have to send an AAF or an XML, etc., etc. They'll make sure that that's all stipulated in the workflow document so that everyone's aware of what's going to be happening once it goes into post-production and what's going to be happening on set as well. They can create an on-set workflow for how the cards are going to be swapped or how the cards are going to be handled. So yes, that's one of their jobs. The next one is systemization. They're going to make sure that everything that's electrical, that is in charge of creating a digital image, works together. So for example, if you've got an Area Alexa and they know that they've created the workflow that they're going to do, time code is going to be the one that's already synced in between the camera and the sound recorder. They're going to make sure that the Area Alexa and the sound device are compatible systems and that they're able to do jam syncing. Or they might be like, okay, cool, we're using the Alexa Mini, we're not going to be able to use a BNC of this nature, so we're going to get this BNC with this Teradek so that it actually allows us to connect, and we're not going to have any issue with the camera short-circuiting and damaging the camera, stopping the whole production. So they'll make sure that everything in the system works together alongside the cinematographer. Everything around here is being discussed with the cinematographer, who's in charge of obviously the camera and all of that jazz. Then they're going to make sure that the camera settings work. For example, obviously they're going to be getting live feed. They've got their monitors set up with all their scopes and informational systems that allows them to get good readings on what the picture's happening and whether it's going to be workable footage or not. So they'll come up to the cinematographer and be like, hey man, your ISO is a little bit too low, can you bring it up, because that's what we're trying to do here and here and here, and they will work with the cinematographer to get the best image possible, and that's because they discuss camera settings with the cinematographer. Then they're going to be in charge of making sure that everything on set has signal. So for example, if we need to make sure that there's signal running from the camera to Video Village so that the director can watch, they're going to be in charge of making sure that that cable is run or that Teradek is set up properly. They're going to make sure that all of that is good, that the monitors are calibrated, anything receiving a signal works. That's their job. They're also in charge of making sure that the footage is copied, stored, backed up, everything handling that footage is done properly, that everything is transcoded to the right file type so that when it goes into post-production it can be worked on. They're going to make sure that everything is backed up safely. They're going to make sure that everything was copied safely. That is the whole DITS department. They're making sure that anything handling that footage and anything resulting coming out of the camera is handled properly and is safely stored. And then finally is image manipulation. They're going to make sure that anything coming out of it as is being recorded is what we want to see. It's not this camera is recording in with log and so the director is seeing log. They might be able to load up a lot of what the clips would look like once the grade has been done, so that then they get that image manipulation on set and we can be able to judge that there and then. And also that also helps them to make sure that whatever is happening on set is going to work for when they go into coloring. Now we have a data wrangler. Now, the difference between a data wrangler and a DIT is that a DIT is in charge of making sure that the workflow is there, the systemization, everything that I've previously mentioned, that's the DIT's job. The only thing that a data wrangler and a DIT share is that a data wrangler is in charge of making sure that the footage is taken from the camera, copied, and stored properly. All the backups are made, everything is transcoded properly. A DIT can do a data wrangler's job, but a data wrangler cannot do a DIT's job, in essence, and it all depends on the size of the production. Obviously, if you've got high budget, they might have data wranglers so that the DIT can stay there by the computer, always making sure everything is fine, and just receive the cards and make sure that they copy, or even have him as an assistant so that he's more in charge of just making sure that everything coming out of the camera is properly calibrated and everything is running smoothly. Cool, so that is the DIT department. Remember, if you want to stick around and learn more about film and photography, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel so much more. And if you want to be notified on when we upload straight up, hit that bell icon and do all the good stuff. Remember, if you want to follow Cine outside of YouTube to check out our social medias, they've been playing through at the bottom over here as they come and go. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video though, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that funky, funny stuff, and I shall see you on the next one. I love your faces. Goodbye.